What is the most important method of building wealth? It's simple. Leverage every resources that isn't yours but can work for you. The author of Rich Dad Poor Dad once asked a struggling young man, if you discover a gold mine that can only be mined for 3 days, what will you do? The young man replied, I will work overtime and dig out as much gold as possible. The author shook his head. Wrong. A truly smart person waits, spreads the news to others, leverages their manpower and takes only 10% commission. That 10% will exceed anything you could earn digging alone. Who creates real wealth? Not those who rely on brute force, but those who exceed at resource integration. The poor earns through labor, the wealthy earns through leverage. Naval Ravikant said, well, wealth is created not by force, but through leverage. And leverage comes from borrowing, not in the traditional sense, but in the strategic sense. Borrowing others people capital to act as your funding, borrowing others people intelligence to provide ideas, borrowing other people networks to distribute your products, borrowing the momentum of times to rise with the trend. The essence of wealth building is not physical strength, but the ability to borrow resources and borrow intelligence. These three things outperform your own capital, your skill, or even your educations. Step number 1. Leverage others people's resources to build your foundation. The short field theory teaches us that wealth accumulates on the plains, not the farmland. Opportunity lies in city, not the countryside. The legendary Jewish shipping tycoon started with only one old broken ship. He rented the ship to an old company, and then he used the rental contract as collateral to borrow from the bank and buy a new ship. He repeated this cycle again and again until he owned the world's largest cruise fleet. A reporter once asked him about his secret. He smiled and said, I have no money. I simply know how to let others help me make money. That's the power of financial leverage, expanding assets by using borrowed capital. The same applies to real estate investors. You buy a 1 million property with only a 20-30% down payment. The rest is financed through the bank. With just 300,000, you control $1 million asset. Classic leverage in action. Even in history, leverage wins. Liu Bang wasn't the smartest, bravest, or most capital, but he knew how to leverage talent like Zhang Liang strategies, Han Xing military leadership, Xiao He administrations. Against that combined force, not even the mighty Xiang Yu could win. Effort alone builds small wealth. Resource integration builds empire. Step number 2, borrow the strengths of others. Let professionals do what professionals do. Lao Tzu said, those skilled in leadership gain the strength of others. Liu Bei was broke, homeless, and powerless, selling straw sandals to survive. Yet he eventually ruled 1/3 of China. Why? He leveraged Zhuge Liang wisdom, Guan Yu loyalty, Zhang Fei courage, Zhao Yun dedication, and even borrowed Sun Quan armies to win the Battle of Red Cliff. This is the art of borrowing talent and borrowing strength. Jack Ma of Alibaba succeeded the same way. He borrowed Wang Jian cloud computing expertise, borrowed Zhou Cai financial and investment skills, and united 18 co-founders into a powerful ecosystem. Even though Ma himself lacked technical and financial backgrounds, fintech startups follow the same pattern. The founder identifies trends, but the engineers and risk management experts build the platform and secure the financial structure. Professional intelligence accelerates growth and market dominance. One person's ability determines how fast they go. Their network determines how far they go. Step number 3, borrow momentum, rise with the trend. Zhu Yuanzhang's story is a classic example. Had he been born in peaceful times, he would have been nothing more than a small landlord. But he leveraged the chaos of the late Yuan dynasty, borrowed Guo Zixing's power, borrowed the momentum of the Red Turban Rebellion and ultimately unified the nation. Every era has one defining opportunity. Miss it and you are left with only regrets. The internet boom, 2003 Taobao, 2013 WeChat ecosystem, 2015 real estate market boom, 2018 TikTok, and 2020 live stream e-commerce. Each wave created countless millionaires. In capital markets, the same principle applies. New energy vehicles exploded because of national policy support. Investors who recognized trend earlier profited through stocks, bonds, and funds. Digital currency surged. Fintech companies capitalized through new financial products. Directions matters more than effort. Trends matter more than individual capability. With the wind, you run fast. With momentum, you soar. The true meaning of wealth creation, borrowed to multiply while others waste time raising their own chickens. Masters are already borrowing others people's chickens to produce eggs. Only by leveraging financial tools, professional intelligence, and market trends can you transform small beginnings into large-scale wealth. This is the mindset required for the new era. Leverage to win, borrow intelligence to advance, borrow momentum to scale, and integrate resources to dominate. I'm Mr. Chong, your strategic partner in financial and entrepreneurial wealth building.